This video will introduce you to Safekeeping, the application where you can safely and securely keep your confidential digital information. Safekeeping consists of 16 predefined categories for entering a variety of confidential data. There are also 5 customizable categories that you can use for your specific needs. This video will demonstrate how to enter data in the predefined categories and how to customize those categories available for personal use to enter data that is not suitable for the predefined categories. Before we do that, we will first go over the user interface so you are familiar with getting into and out of the program, as well as how to select a category or print a report. When you start Safekeeping for the first time, you will see the activation screen as shown here. You can use Safekeeping for 30 days before you will be required to activate. For now, we will click the Continue as Demo button. The next screen you will see is the Password Request screen. A password must be entered to access your data. By default, the password is set to Password as shown below the Password entry field. It does not matter if you enter passwords in uppercase or lowercase, since they are not case sensitive. We will enter the default password of password and press the Enter key. The first thing we will do is change the default password to something that is less obvious. To do this, click the Options button on the toolbar. The Options screen will be displayed. Now click the Password/Encryption tab. You need to enter the current password before you can change it, so once again we enter password, then click the Change button. Now we need to enter our password twice. We will enter MyData842 and then click the OK button. There is a reminder to write your password down since you won't be able to access your data without it. Naturally, you may want to discard the paper you wrote the password down on once you have it memorized. We are done with the Options screen, so you can click the Done button to return to the Home screen. The Home screen is the launching point to view or enter your data into Safekeeping. To begin, we will need to become familiar with the layout of the Home screen since we will use it to navigate everywhere in Safekeeping. There are 3 components to the Home screen. First, a System menu, which is located at the top of the screen. Second, a toolbar. And third, a Categories pop-up menu. The System menu consists of a File menu, containing the same options as the toolbar, an Edit menu, used when adding or editing data, and a Help menu used to access Safekeeping's help, check for updates, and activate the software if necessary. The toolbar contains a button to access the Category Setup screen, where you can change the default descriptions assigned to your categories, or enter data to customize the 5 user-defined categories. There is also a button to access the Options screen, which we have already used to change our password, and an option to back up and restore your data. The Categories pop-up is a very quick way to access a category listing to view, add, or modify that category's data. Safekeeping comes with a sample data file so you can experiment with it and test various features on the program before entering your actual data. To select the sample data file, we click the Options button in the toolbar to go to the Options screen. Next, click the Folders tab. At the bottom of the Folders screen is an option to select the sample data file or your live data file. We select the sample data file here and then return to the Home screen. The first thing to notice is that all of the categories displayed in the Categories pop-up have sample data file included in the description. This is a reminder to you so that you don't accidentally start entering real data into the sample data file. One other thing to keep in mind is that every time you start Safekeeping, your real data file will be selected. If you want to switch to the sample data file, you will have to use the Options screen to do that after starting Safekeeping. Let's spend a couple minutes looking at a few of our categories. The first one is automatically displayed in the categories pop-up, Bank Accounts. To view the data that has been entered in this category, we click the Go button next to it. When doing this, the listing screen for the Bank Accounts category is displayed. The listing screen contains a limited number of data elements for all bank accounts that have been entered. The toolbar at the top of the screen contains options to add a new bank account, edit an existing one, print a report of the bank accounts, or return to the home screen. You can also double-click any bank account in the listing to view the details for that account. To demonstrate, we double-click the second savings account listed. This displays the data entry screen for that account. The toolbar contains options to add or edit data, move to the next or previous bank account, or delete the account displayed. There is also a button to go back to the home screen or back to the account listing screen. The Bank Accounts data entry screen contains fields to enter information about the bank as well as contact information for your bank. You can also enter data needed to access your account online if you have this available to you. Note that the password is not displayed unless you click the Show button. The Notes field can contain an unlimited amount of text, so anything that doesn't fit in the fields provided can be entered there. There is also a button next to the Email field, which opens your default email client and populates it with the email address you entered. Additionally, the button next to the Website field will open your browser and take you to the website entered. We will return to the Accounts Listing screen by clicking the Listing button on the toolbar. An important aspect of the listing screen is that you can quickly jump to another category without going back to the home screen. Just use the category pop-up on the listing screen. We next select Emails from the category pop-up and go to the Emails data entry screen. Now we double-click the first email in the listing screen for the email category. The email category data entry screen contains fields specific to email data such as the email address, password, webmail website, POP server address, and SMTP server. We will go back to the home screen now to demonstrate how to customize category descriptions as well as the customizable categories. Once we are back at the home screen, we will click the Category Setup button in the toolbar. This takes us to the Category Setup screen. In all, there are 21 category screens. 16 are predefined categories and 5 are miscellaneous categories which can be customized. On the Category Setup screen, there is a category pop-up similar to the home screen and the various listing screens. This is so you can select the category that you want to customize. On the 16 predefined category screens, the only changes you can make are changes to the description assigned to the category and whether it is active or inactive. Inactive categories are ones that are not used. We will demonstrate both these changes on the Bank Accounts category setup screen. First, we will change the description from bank accounts to checking and savings accounts. We will also leave the sample data file text in the description so it will be easy to tell if we are using the sample data file. After we change the description, we have to click the Save button to save our changes. Now, when we return to the home screen, note that the description has for the first category, formerly bank accounts, been changed to savings and checking accounts. Also note that it is no longer the first category anymore. The category pop-up displays categories in alphabetical order, so our category now appears further down on the list. If we select it, the same two bank accounts are still contained in that category. All we have done is change the description, not the contents of the category. Let's go back to the Category Setup screen and select the Savings and Checking Accounts category. We change the description back to Bank Accounts and then uncheck the Active checkbox. When the Category Setup screen is closed, we note that the Bank Accounts category no longer appears in the category pop-up on the home screen. we return to the Category Setup screen and mark the active checkbox for the Bank Accounts category. Now we are going to take a look at the customizable categories. We can have as many as 5, but in the sample file there are only 3 customizable categories. We select the Miscellaneous 3 category, which is one of the customizable categories that have not yet been changed. Each customizable category has a date field, 10 text fields, and 1 note field. We can customize the category by changing the labels or screen prompts next to the text and notes field. Rather than modifying this category, we will look at one that has already been changed. We select Employee Contact Information from the category pop-up. Originally, this was Miscellaneous 1, and we have customized it to enter our employee contact information. The field labels have been modified to identify where the name, department, address, city, and other contact information is to be entered. Now we will look at printing reports in Safekeeping. We first select the Employee Contact Information category and then click the Print button to display the report option screen. We can select to print a detailed or summary report, print the contents of the notes field on the reports, and select whether to print the currently selected data record or the entire list of records in this category. In addition, you can elect to keep the print option screen open after printing and whether to print the selected report to disk. When printing to disk, you will be able to choose the folder and file name of the report or automatically append it to an existing PDF file. Reports printed to disk are automatically saved in the Reports folder where the data file is located. This concludes the overview of the Safekeeping software program. This video has provided you with information on the user interface of Safekeeping, how to create and enter customized categories, and adding, editing, and printing data once it has been entered into Safekeeping. Further information can be found in the help file regarding specific categories, encrypting your data, and creating and restoring backups. This concludes the video for